Okay, hi guys. I just wanted to do a quick video about a situation that literally just happened not more than half an hour ago. So I went over to, let me get the name right, Stevenson House and Garden in Finchley. I was going over there to make inquiries about hiring the space there for an event. So driving up, there was like a footpath, but it looked more on the left, but it looked more like an entry that you could drive through. But then I realized after some time you couldn't. So anyway, I took the next turn. As I turned in into the space, I realized once I turned in, there was a no entry. Okay, so I proceeded to reverse my car to back up, to leave. Just as I was doing that, a man jumped out of his car that was ahead of me, jumps out of his car, comes towards me very aggressively. So I could see him coming towards me. So I thought, okay, this guy is being very aggressive. So let me try to just reverse and do whatever. But then he was approaching me to talk to me. So I wound down the window. And he just started screaming at me, saying, that's a no entry sign. Why are you coming through a no entry sign? Why? And I said, hold on, calm down. I didn't realize it was a no entry sign. And it was, are you blind or something? Get off my property. Get off my property. It's a private property. I said, hold on, calm down. You don't need to speak to me like that, sir. And I kept saying, sir, you know, because I was raised right? So I kept saying, sir, you don't need to speak to me like that. You need to be a bit more polite. You don't need to speak to me like that, okay? I was actually coming to this place. You don't need to speak to me like that. All this time while I'm saying that, the guy's just going on, being abusive, being whatever. And at that very moment, something just said to me, don't let him get away with that. So I stepped out of my car and I said to him, why do you keep screaming at me when I'm saying to you, I didn't realize there's no entry sign. Why do you keep screaming at me? It kept going on. Just get off my property. Are you blind? Are you stupid? It kept going on. So I said to him, do not talk to me like that. You do not need to speak to me like that. So at this point, I'm now raising my voice. I'm like, you do not need to speak to me like that. You're being very rude. You're a man of a certain age. Don't talk to me like that. You're being very rude. Going on, so we went back and forth, you know. Then he went on and said, you see, you've assaulted me. I'm calling the police. People, I did not touch this man. I did not even breathe on him. It's like, you've assaulted me. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police. And I said, oh, so at this point now, I was like, oh, really? We're going to play that game. Okay. I said, call the police. I said, I'm going to wait here for you to call the police. I'm not going to get off my property. I said, I'm not getting off your property. Call the police. Okay? I'm not, call the police, and then you're going to find out who I am. So call the police. Okay? Call the police. So he now went to his car to get his phone. You know, he goes, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to tell them you assaulted me. I said, really? I assaulted you? How did I touch you? You waved your hand in my face. You waved your hand in my face, so you assaulted me. I said, really? I said, all right, then let me wait here because I'm not going to flee the scene of a crime. So call the police. All right? So he was now taking his phone. Then next thing he goes, Dave. He calls for a guy. So Dave, and I said, don't call Dave. Call the police. Don't call Dave, call the police. So Dave comes out now and now said, Dave, did you see her? You know, she's assaulted me. And Dave was like, well, I didn't see anything. I just got here. I didn't see anything. I said, oh, thank you, Dave. You know, and Dave was like, you know, so he was being calm, asking me what happened. So I explained what happened to Dave. Okay, very calm man, very polite. While I'm explaining to Dave, this man that was screaming at me proceeds to take my picture. So I strike a pose because my hair was looking good. So I strike a pose and he took a picture of me, took a picture of my car, you know, and I said, I'm going to wait here for the police to come. So you don't need to even do all of that. Okay. So call the police. Yeah, right. So anyway, so I'm speaking to Dave. Dave was like, really sorry about that. He was being very apologetic, and I said, Dave, you can see the position of my car. I was actually reversing to leave, okay? I said, I was actually coming here to inquire about renting the space, but clearly that's not going to happen now. I said, but, this man just came at me very aggressively, screaming and shouting at me, So anyway, I spoke to Dave. I now, I took a picture of him. I took a picture of his car, like for like, took a picture of his car and left there. So obviously that area, I'm very familiar with that area. That's East End Road. It's the Stevenson Hotel and Garden on East End Road in Finchley. Okay, number 17, East End Road. So I literally called a couple of people who lived in the area to say, oh, look what just happened. And they were like, and the response was very, oh, actually, let me reverse back. So before that, this man now moved to his car. And I just didn't understand his aggression towards me. And I'm not one to play the race card, but I was like, is this a profiling thing or something? And the guy, Dave, said, no, that's just how he is. He's always like that. Okay. I left the property. What occurred to me, I called a couple of people who lived in the area, who use that facility, it's a very nice estate, so a lot of people go there. So I called a couple of people to say, oh, look what just happened to me. And they were like, oh, was it this person? Did he look like this? They were like, oh, he's like that. They said to me, he's like that all the time. He's like that to people all the time. One person even suspected that he might have damaged their car because of the way where they parked. So they said he's like that. He screams at all the children. He's always being rude and like that to people. And I just thought to myself, this man is like that and people still use this facility. This man is like that and people let him get away with that. He's clearly got some good judgment because his staff that work under him are not like that. Okay, from what I could see, judging by how Dave came in and handled the situation. Had it not been for Dave, I would have stood there and waited for him to call the police. Okay, and let the police come and deal with the situation. That's if they even bother to come out for something like that, right? So I just realized that sometimes we patronize people, businesses that, or establishments that they're very rude, they've got no manners, but we still line their pockets with our money. We still line their pockets with our money. This is something we have to stop doing. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right. This man was totally out of order. His behavior was totally uncalled for and everything. And I want everyone to know about it. Okay. So I'm sharing this picture. Okay. And I'm letting everybody know. This man is a very rude man. He owns that establishment called Stevenson Gardens and Hotel. Okay. If you've experienced anything or heard anything, don't use that establishment. And if you still want to do it after this, just approach with caution, okay? Approach with caution. But I'm really going to say to people, let's stop patronizing people that use services that we know that the people are just rude and have no behavior, no manners. Anyway, I just wanted to share that I won't be using that anymore, and I'm going to be sharing my review with the police. So as I was saying, I won't be using that establishment anymore, and I just really want to encourage people to just speak up for yourself more, or just stand up for what's right, okay? And don't always let people with bad behavior think they can just walk all over you, or whatever, or we still give them our money, for things. We still give them our money for services or for goods that are just mediocre. It's unacceptable. This man is running a service. A lot of local people use that area, and he talks to them anyhow. I've even used that cafe. There's a cafe next to it that's part of it. I've even used that cafe. So maybe when we start hitting people like him where it hurts, which is in the pocket. They will grow some manners, buy some manners, pray to God for some manners or something, and realize that people are people. How you leave people feeling matters. You cannot go round just thinking you can verbally assault anyone or physically assault anyone or verbally, whichever one it is, anyhow, and get away with it. Because personally, I'm just not that person. I am not the one. But anyway, thank you for checking out this review. And I love you all. Stay blessed.